Hello everyone, welcome back. Hope you're doing all right. Now, we're going to change gear a little bit and we're going to talk about another aspect of the operations department, another objective that they're given at the start of the year, which is to provide the quality that is expected from the products that they are producing. Now, the thing about quality is that it tends to be very subjective, right? I mean, what one person might perceive to be a quality product, another one might not think it as all that. Now, an example would be, let's say, a cell phone, for example. Now, some people might think that without a good camera, a cell phone is not worth paying the money that you're paying for it. Other people like me would just want email, WhatsApp, and outgoing calls, no incoming. So for different people, different phones will have different meanings, different requirements, and if it meets their requirements, then it's a quality product. So quality is of course something that should please the consumers because they're the ones who are going to decide whether they're going to pay for it or not. However, a company can't just keep producing what the consumers expect. They have to have certain quality standards as well. Standards which meet at least most customer requirements, if not all. So what is quality then? Quality or a quality product is one that has been produced after meeting certain internal standards that the company would set for the products, as well as the consumer needs and expectations that it's trying to fulfill. So as long as it's a combination of these two, you would call a product a quality product. Then how does a business go about setting these quality targets to make sure that most products meet the customer requirements and the revenue is brought in? Well, first of all, you have to start with market research, and this is where marketing will be helping the operations department to find out what is it that the customers need and what their demands are, what color, what shape, what size. All that is done through the market research process, and that information is then shared with the operations department. Then, of course, the company along with the operations department would have certain internal quality standards that they should set. That look, we're not going to allow any product to be delivered to a customer until and unless it meets these minimum quality standards. And once these standards have been met in production, there should be a thorough quality check process where each product is checked to make sure that it is meeting the requirements that the company set itself, as well as the requirements that the customers have from that product. Now, we will see in this lesson and the few that follow up on quality that the cost that will be incurred on maintaining and assuring quality can easily be justified by simply looking at these benefits that you will get if you are able to maintain the quality and continue to provide it consistently. First of all, if everybody is focused on making the product right and a quality product, fewer mistakes are made. And when fewer mistakes are made, less time is spent on corrections. Now, if you have your labor who's already been paid their salaries and they're spending more time on correcting rather than making products, that's wastage of labor, which is an important resource. So getting it right the first time will help you to save the time you would lose on correcting any faults. Plus, any product that is faulty, that is defective, will eventually become wastage. So if you are focusing on quality, it reduces wastage, and that way any errors that are constantly occurring, you can go through a quality check process and remove it so that the next products that are made using that process will all be meeting the quality standards. Additionally, quality is not just about making the product, it's also making sure that the delivery process, getting the product into the hands of the consumer, is also done in a quality manner without damaging the product. And if the whole department and the whole company is focused on that, then the actual delivery cost will also be reduced since no returns will be received. And finally, when you have a quality product and the customers like you, it leads to increased customer loyalty. And of course, that's something that will add to your reputation, the goodwill, and loyal customers will always mean repeat customers. So surely these are enough reasons for any company to make sure that the expectation of quality are first of all understood and implemented using its quality check methods. Now, to further emphasize the point of why maintaining a consistent quality is important, we have a man here by the name of Philip Crosby, who was rather an extremist when it comes to talking about quality, and he took this matter really seriously. And his theory was built on three basic principles. Number one, zero defects. That's something that you've got to instill in your workers, that we should not rely on quality checks and correcting. We should get it right the first time around. So do it right the first time. We cannot afford to have any faulty products. And how do you make sure that you get it right every time? You conform to the requirements. Follow the exact specifications, the exact processes that have been defined by the business as its minimum quality standards. And as long as you follow those, you'll be able to get it right the first time without any defects. And he said, and of course, something that we already know about quality is that it is determined by the customers, not the business. So make sure your product is meeting the needs or wants of the consumers. Otherwise, it will not be considered a quality product. All businesses should look for zero defects, so that you don't have to spend time and money on correcting errors. You should be spending time and money on making more product. Workers should get it right the first time, because fixing it later is a wastage of your labor. And lastly, and I understand what you might be thinking at this point, that that's a lot of pressure, right? But if you can get your workers to believe in this philosophy and the willingness that comes, the motivation that comes through it, eventually you'll actually end up saving more money rather than spending. Because it may be a short-term cost right now to train them and getting the right people in. Once you have done that, then every product that you get will be a product with zero defects. And since you'll be doing it right the first time, it will reduce the wastage of resources. And of course, we all know about the customer loyalty that good quality products bring.